be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it off.
Alright guys, so today everybody's been telling us you got to go to Ueno. You have to come to Aayoko and take a look at a bunch of the watches. I'm here with Yuta, my friend. We're here in Ameyoko in Ueno. I've never been shopping here. I don't think you've been shopping
I've
here.
never been here shopping for watches, at least, but excited to see what we find. Again, a lot of people are telling us to come to Ueno and the Ameyoko area, so we're going to be digging. We're going to be looking for vintage watches, cheap watches. What are you excited to see?
Yeah, well, so in light of what you said, you know, the vintage cheap watches, today's challenge is to find the best watch for roughly 50,000 yen, aka $300 US. We're going to go head to head. We'll see what's the best we can find, and then you guys in the comment need to choose who won. Let's get right into it and see what we can find.
The first store we want to bring up is Misatani Camera. Although it has camera in its name, you're going to see a lot more watches than cameras. Now, on this channel, we travel a lot and we find a lot of amazing watch stores, but Misatani Camera might be the best selection of vintage watches that you can find throughout all over Tokyo. What impresses me about this store is the amount of watches that they have here. And although they are vintage watches, you can clearly tell how much the owner of the shop cares about these watches. Let's take a look at the outside of the shop.
It's a whole lineup of Seiko 5 Actises there for under 50,000 yen. Orient AAA for 41,000. In blue. That's a nice looking blue. Yeah, that screams Japanese vintage to me. The 63 King Seiko. The King Seiko first model.
Oh, is that the same one that we saw earlier?
Yeah, if it's not the same one, it's very similar, but this is about $1,000. The top row is all King Seikos and the bottom row is all Grand Seikos. So you can kind of see the difference between the two.
If you're excited about the outside of the shop, let's take a look inside.
This one says Seiko Tomini, which is also a Seiko. Did a lot of these like jump hour, you know, complications. This one's nice too. The Seiko quartz there, 2632. Both of them, the gold one, this one's nice. Anna, did you?
Yeah, I was looking at the Anna Digi as well. I'm a sucker for Anna.
Alright, raise the budget to 53,000, bro. Yeah, this one, I've seen another one of these. You know what it is? It has a complication for golf swings. This iron here is really nice too. It has a, I don't know what to call it, some kind of effect on the dial. It makes it like kind of white and pink and gold all together, yeah. They're one of the few credits that actually maintain their value.
Look, I could stay here all day long. An absolutely great selection of hitters. But we are running out of time and I have to make my choice for the challenge. But I'm absolutely loving the selection of Japanese vintage at reasonable prices.
The red one?
They're red, yeah, it's a watch and a compass. So you can move the watch out of the way and then you can see the compass.
And then we spotted this absolute hitter. This is the second time in my life that I've seen this watch. It's called a Citizen Golf Challenge. Essentially what it is it has a funky little complication that lets you know how well you're doing at golf. Whenever you go to a golf course, they'll list a par for each of the holes, right? So it'll be like 2, 3, 5 strokes or whatever. So what you can do is you can record how well you're doing on the course with this by pressing the button to increase or decrease the par score. I love a watch with a funky little complication like this that screams, you know, 70s kind of Japanese vintage, and I'm just really happy to see this again. It is a little bit over budget at 53,000 yen instead of 50,000, but would we really be a watch channel if we didn't break the budget every now and again?
Yeah, so I think you know, this shop here, Misatani Watch, this might be one of the better shops I've seen in all of Tokyo, let alone Ueno. The range is crazy. Obviously, the owner really cares about it. He's in the back, you know, fixing watches whenever he's got some downtime in the store, and very knowledgeable. And there's just a wide range. You don't usually see, like, you know, well taken care of, like Ricos or, you know, earlier Bellmatics or stuff like that. So
I think if you do come to Tokyo, you have to come here to at least take a look if you like Japanese vintage, because it's just awesome selection there, and a lot of stuff. I think it's very reasonable prices, right? When you look at these watches on online auction stores and stuff like that, you really don't know what you're getting. But here you can actually try it on, take a look at the functions and features, make sure it's actually working before you get it. So, highly recommended. After that, we headed into the main section of Ameyoko, which is like a shopping street. And to be honest, the selection there was kind of underwhelming. There was a lot of like technos, kind of clomage, not really designed to look like an AP, but not an AP. And like I said, the same kind of Casio Seikos that you can find everywhere else, but not really any cheaper. So it's a little disappointing and not the kind of Japanese and other vintages that we're looking for. And then apart from that, there was also, these kind of high-end dealers that are selling, a lot of these Rolexes and, Pateks and things like that. But that's not what we came for. That's not what you guys have been screaming for us to get. You guys want to see Japanese vintage. Alrighty, so we found on the second floor, it just says like vintage watches in the windows. So we're going to take a look and see what it's like.
Let's take a look inside.
Damn.
Appointment only.
Damn. All the Rolexes, RWC, another KS, another Seiko KS. Oh, with the original bracelet, that's crazy. Looks like this might be the best shop that we've seen so far today. But it's a reservation appointment only. So don't be like Gus Donuts and walk up and expect to, hop in. You're gonna need to actually make a reservation, but it looks quite cool.
After that, we found a few more stores, but they weren't that great in terms of selection. But if there's a place that won't let me down, it would be Hard Off. Let's go check out their watch selection.
This one here, King Seiko. 1960s, it would be, and then 120,000 yen, so about what, $800 US? Like this one here is an MTG, which is like a, high-end Casio for 60,000 yen. It's like what, 400 US? And then look at these two Orient Stars for 40,000 yen. It's like 250. You get open heart, power reserve.
Red Interstellar.
This one here's a Honda Racing limited edition Edifice Casio.
Oh yeah, it comes with a box as well.
No idea. Welcome in our universe is what it says. NASA X Interstellar Red.
Take a look behind you. There's more stuff back here. You gotta dig in though.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
A box of actual interesting.
You were gonna say the word burn shit.
I was tempted to say a box of shitters, I'll be honest.
It's an Alba.
Alba, yeah, for
1,000 yen.
yeah, $10. It's not working, but it's quartz, so it should be pretty easy to fix. Swapping a battery should work. I don't even know if this is a G-Shock. This is like a G-Shock look-alike. I think anything that they see that doesn't say Seiko or Citizen or whatever on the dial, they chuck it in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything.
Maybe like a Taurus left it behind.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not my favorite.
Yeah.
I think the what it says here is correct. The junk watch is bang on.
Hang on, yeah. There's still more over here on the side as well.
Yeah.
It's a vintage Citizen.
Yeah, it's it's like a Crystal 7, so they kind of look like what does it say? Crystal 7 custom. Yeah. But yeah, it's a day date, and it has looks like a Doxa case.
Oh, I got a good one here. If this is my pick, the Credor.
Damn.
I'm really liking this one.
22K. That's very fair. Yeah, that's a pretty nice watch.
Yeah, I think that might be my pick. For now.
That one's interesting.
This Casio, right?
Yeah.
They have a few independents. I think Independent is also Citizen, right?
Yeah, that's also a Citizen brand. Oh wait,
You got some swatches. Whoa, what is that?
nice Longines. Oh, that's pretty nice. That was a very classical watchmaking. 45? That's not crazy. That's not ridiculous.
It's ridiculous for me, bro.
Time Teller Deluxe.
Look at that. That actually looks pretty solid. An Orient Star.
Wow, 30,000. This one's crazy. Actually, you're right.
It has a lot, man.
It's a big date, and it's a day as well.
I'm also a fan of the Dulce and the less.
Yeah, this one's crazy. Actually, I might have to pick that one as my.
Hold on, what the hell?
You saw it first?
I pointed it out. Man, I think it's either the Seiko Dulce on the left or the one on the right here. I'm gonna try
the one on the right.
I think I'm gonna try the one on the right.
Yeah.
So here's how the watch looks on my wrist here. I do like the color scheme on this. However, I wasn't too much of a fan when I put it on. But I knew I had to go back to this watch, the Seiko Credor, for only about $150, which is such a great deal.
You can't help yourself. You see the gem on the side and you go crazy.
I mean, I feel like it might be too small for some people. What do you think?
I think that's bang on for you, bro. Remember, Credor is, part of Seiko's classical watchmaking, smallest kind of vintage.
Let's do the Instagram thing where they cover it. They cover it up a little bit.
I think based on values and look, the Credor wins it for me. But let me know if this was the wrong choice.
All right, guys. So that was the end of the video. What do you think about this area, Ameyoko, Ueno?
Yeah, look, we get a lot of people telling us to come out here, and I'm glad that I did. At the midpoint, I was a little worried, a little depressed because we weren't really finding anything good. But then we found, Hobby Off, I think is worth going to the Hard Off Hobby Off. It's worth going to that Misatani watch shop, and then also that vintage shop. We didn't get to go inside, but I checked the stock on their website, and wow, it's awesome. But just make sure you make a reservation, otherwise you're not getting in. But I think those are, really the three shops worth going there. Yes, there's a lot of watches around, but a lot of them are not really worth buying. But those three shops definitely worth buying. In terms of the challenge, how do you think it went?
Well, I think I decided with the Credor at the Hard Off Hobby Off. And the reason why is I like the shape. It's also a quartz, which I'm a fan of. And it looks good on my wrist. I put it on, and I loved it a lot. You got the golf?
Yeah, so a bit of a weird complication, but basically, when you're on the golf course, right, there's a par for each hole. So it'll be like par 3 or par 4, which means you're supposed to get it within that amount of strokes.
Let me cut you off. Do you even play golf?
No, I don't. I haven't played golf for like 20 years.
I think I won.
Maybe mini golf. Mini golf, I do.
Okay.
It's useful for mini golf.
Yeah.
So anyway, let us know who won the challenge down below. If you saw a crazy watch that we missed, and you want to say, "Damn, you guys missed the best watch. It's this one." Then put a timestamp. We'd love to check back and take a look at it. But yeah, let us know if we missed the store. If there's a really good store in Ueno that we didn't feature, then also let us know too. Don't forget to like the video, comment, like I said, subscribe, and also if you want to take a look at some vintage watches, we have our new revamped website at JapaneseFactory.com. Right. We have some really nice vintage pieces up there, and some new anime collab watches like Yuta's new One Piece watch.
Yeah. And hey, if there's any items that you want from the store that's not on the store, send us a DM and we'll put it up there as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys again next week for another video.